lot to talk about in this video. I got a lot of requests to talk about the situation at the talk, so I need you guys to watch from the beginning to the end because I got clips in the beginning and the ends for it to make sense. So keep it here. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe and you click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I really appreciate it if you do subscribe and you click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I post daily videos all the time, y'all. I am shooting this video at 1:17 a.m. Central Standard Time, baby. It is 1 a.m. in the morning, and if that ain't dedication to y'all, then I don't know what dedication is. If you're new to my channel, and also if you are an avid supporter of my channel, I do post daily videos, which means I am on Patreon as well. So I think $5 minimum a month is actually lower than what my value is. But I mean, it's enough, you know, for you to get daily tea from Jordan, from JOA. You know, from my YouTube channel, I post daily all the time. So it's patreon.com/JOA. I'm only asking 1.5% of you, 1.5% of my 32K subscribers, which is 500 people, to donate at least $5 a month. And I think that's doable. Okay, we got all of these Caucasian people and stuff like that. I mean, we want to show that people of color can support one another, right? I mean, let's just keep it 100. All right. So I appreciate it if you do show support at patreon.com/JOA. I appreciate the 5 patrons that I got so far. I'm going to post a video on there as soon as I can. And as well, you get perks on there as well. Future, you get to co-host on my channel if you want to. On this channel right here, you get videos on there, different type of videos. You get non-censored videos on there. You get ad-free videos on there. And so there's certain things that I can't really say or do on here, such as profanity and stuff that I can say on there. And so I can keep it all the way 100 on there, which is better. And it's ad-free. So $5 a month, 500 people at least. Hit me up on patreon.com/JOA. Now let's get to the video. So I did as much research as I can so I can make sure I get the story down to the T. I know this situation came out a few days ago, but literally once a story goes viral, then more stuff comes out after that, and more stuff came out today as well. And I'm going to get to that. I want you guys to watch this clip that went viral between Sheryl Underwood and Sharon Osbourne on the talk. And then I'm going to come back with some more tea and some more facts about the situation.
I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. Right. What's it got to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well, I tell you,
what?
We'll be right back.
What?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this. I will ask you again, Sheryl.
Yes.
I've been asking you during the break.
Right.
I'm asking you again. And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me. This is the situation.
Yes.
You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me. Tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me. Tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a black woman and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But right now, I'm talking to a woman who I believe is my friend. And I don't want anybody here to watch this and say that we're attacking you for being racist. And for that, if I articulated
I think it's
anything,
too late. I think that seed's already sown.
But that is why I'm saying for me. I'm saying for me. I thought I was asking a question about the perception for other people. That's why I prefaced it with, I've never heard you utter anything racist,
Sheryl,
but I have felt that Pierce was racist in his stance against Meghan Markle. And the last time he was on this show, I said,
so before this video situation happened, Sharon Osbourne did send a tweet on Twitter saying that Piers Morgan, I am with you. I stand by you. People forget that you're still paid for your opinion and that you're just speaking the truth. Now, Sharon Osbourne and Piers Morgan, they are supposedly friends, quote unquote friends, and they have also worked together in the entertainment industry. So, and Sharon Osbourne at first seemed like she was unbothered. She posted some video of a panda eating the carrots, eating a carrot and having a question mark saying Wednesday. And so I'm looking at my notes here. And so Piers Morgan came out as well and defended Sharon Osbourne, saying Sharon's been shamed and bullied into apologizing for defending me against colleagues accusing me of racism because I don't believe Meghan Markle's BS. This is where we have reached. I demand an apology from those at the Talk CBS bullies for their disgraceful slurs against me. Okay, so Sharon Osbourne is also claiming that she was blindsided by the network, that the network within her 11 years of being on the show really never, for the first time in 11 years, never sat down with her to talk to her about this whole situation. So I want to read a quote that she's told Variety, and she says, she claims that CBS executives apparently ordered the talk producers to have her co-host blindside her with questions about her controversial tweet defending Piers Morgan. I blame the network for it, Osbourne told Variety on Friday night. I was blindsided, totally blindsided by the whole situation. In my 11 years, this was the first time I was not involved with the planning of the segment. Osbourne says about 8 minutes before the show began on Wednesday, a showrunners called and asked her if it was okay if they asked about Morgan. Quote, I said, sure, they can ask me whatever, but then I get on there, I say my piece, and Sheryl Underwood turns around straight-faced, looks at me, and is reading from a card with questions. I was just so hurt, caught off guard, and stunned by what I was being asked and not prepared. I was honestly in shock. I felt like I was in front of a firing squad. I felt like a lamb held out for slaughter. They had me there for 20 minutes. When they went to break, Osbourne also says that she begged them to stop, to please change the subject. Her heated exchange with Underwood went viral, of course. She says, I'm a big girl. I'm a professional. However, CBS blindsided me. I don't know why they did that to me. The showrunners told me it came from executives to do this to me. So, of course, CBS reps declined to even comment on that whole situation when Variety reached out. And I do believe Sharon Osbourne, I do believe Sharon Osbourne in the situation, because as you saw in that clip, before they went to commercial, you hear her say, but it's cut off. Please stop. Let's go to the next segment. So I do believe that the producers of CBS blindsided her and executives wanted her to be blindsided for the situation. For ratings, because let's be honest here, the talk hasn't really been doing well since Caucasian Julie Chen left the show, since Aisha Tyler lost her show as well, left the show as well to pursue other things, and since pervert Les Moonves basically got fired from CBS. So I wanted to come with you guys with the facts first before I give you guys my opinion. So Sharon Osbourne, whatever the hell her name is, came out with a long apology. And she did say, after some reflection, after sitting with your comments and sitting with my heart, I would like to address the discussion on the talk this past Wednesday. I have always been embraced with so much love and support from the Black community, and I have been deep respect and love for the Black community. To anyone of color that I offended and or to anyone that feels confused or let down by what I said, I am truly sorry. I panicked, felt blindsided, got defensive, and allowed my fear and horror of being accused of being racist take over. There are very few things that hurt my heart more than racism, so to feel associated with that spun me fast. I am not perfect. I am still learning like the rest of us and will continue to learn, listen, and do better. Please hear me when I say I do not condone racism, misogyny, or bullying. I should have been more specific about that in my tweets. I will always support freedom of speech, but now I see how I unintentionally didn't make that clear distinction. I hope we can collectively continue to learn from each other and from ourselves so that we can all continue to pave the way for much needed growth and change. The community on this platform means a lot to me. I hope we can all hold each other up with accountability, compassion, and love during this powerful time of paving the way for so much needed change. Love, Sharon. Okay, so that was a lot to endure, but keep it here. So during the beginning of the talk, literally, I believe in like season 1 and season 2, they had Leah Remini, the former Scientologist, and then they had the African American woman Holly Robinson Peete. And supposedly, Sharon Osbourne wanted Holly Robinson Peete fired, saying that she is too ghetto for the show. And so that has been rumored. And so what Sharon Osbourne did was she basically displayed an email from Holly Robinson Peete negating the fact that her allegations of Sharon not wanting her to be on the show was untrue. She sent out this long email, basically calling Sharon Osbourne a friend. I have it here. It says, "Hi, Sharon. Hope you are enjoying your time off." Now, I want you guys to listen carefully because this is the, true tea right here about Caucasian Julie Chen. "Miss you madly. I have called you a few times, but I haven't heard back from you since the show aired. I've heard that you, like everyone else at the talk, are under some sort of gag order. A few brave souls have called me to wish me well and tell me the show is like a communist state where all are paralyzed in fear of the wrath of Julie. I have never seen anything like this in my life. The irony that you were the first one to quit and yet we end up getting fired and is just crazy. CBS is doing behind the scenes damage to my career with other studios and networks. And now Les Moonves is getting in the mix of commenting, completely lying, defending Julie. Check it out here. Look, I know you are in a tough spot. I'd be lying if I said it didn't sting that you haven't returned my calls, but I get it. Naturally, Leah is very angry and believes you turned and are not true to your word about your feelings towards Julie. She feels you are as weak as Sarah Gilbert and you all have been sipping on Julie Kool-Aid. But I told her that you are just looking out for yourself and scared of CBS blacklisting you like they are us right now. If you are angry that I complained to CBS about Julie and the racist comment, I apologize, but I owe it to my family to try to stop the venomous lies Julie is spreading. I am now being told I may need to take legal action to get Julie to stop trashing me. Sharon, I do really appreciate you still honoring your invite to my mom and Ryan for America's Got Talent. It meant the world to Ryan. But don't worry, I promise I won't put you in any more awkward situations anymore so as not to put you in a bad space with Les Moonves and Julie Chen, because trust me, it's not a fun place to be. XOXO, Holly Robinson Peete. And baby, if that letter was not true tea, then I don't know what it is. So this is the email that Holly Robinson Peete sent Sharon Osbourne, that Sharon used as evidence, stating that Holly Robinson Peete allegations of her saying that she is too ghetto for the show, and also debunking the fact that Sharon wanted and got Holly Robinson Peete fired because Sharon Osbourne subtweeted this, basically saying, in response to Holly Robinson Peete accusation of me getting her fired from the talk, I am sharing an email sent to me from Holly 1 month after she was let go by CBS. As I have stated before, I have never had the ability/authority to get anyone fired from the talk. An addendum to my previous tweet, never in my life did I utter these words that Holly was too ghetto to be on the talk, as well as not having her fired. Okay, so y'all, here is the tea that basically debunks Sharon Osbourne's tweet that she, in fact, got her fired. I don't know if you ever heard me say this, but Yashar Ali is a journalist. He worked for the New York Post and the Huffington Post, and he is thebomb.com on Twitter. He's also the person that broke the story about, you know, the woman that staying, Barbara Fredita, that got Sunny Hostin, call Sunny Hostin low rent and call other people like Robin Roberts and other black people stuff on the show. He broke this story to, he commented on Sharon Osbourne lies and said some things. Y'all know some things. He said some things. Let me read this tweet to y'all. Y'all, I feel like I've been in reporter mode throughout this whole video, and I hate doing that, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to read y'all the storyline so we can get everything factuated before I give y'all my opinion. So, Yashar Ali, like I said, is the person that broke the story about the senior executive at The View, at ABC, Barbara Fredita, the woman that stank. And so he's really a trusted source and a trusted journalist. He's also been working and reporting on the CBS and The Talk a few years ago. And he tweeted, a few years ago, I did a lot of reporting on CBS and The Talk. Here's what I know. 3 months after Holly sent this email, basically the email that I just showed you, she learned about Sharon's role in her ouster at the show and sent another email holding her accountable. This is an incomplete record of events. So Yashar Ali is saying that Sharon is not basically showing the whole truth, and she's really the person that really got Holly Robinson Peete fired. So he also says in 2018, Sharon Osbourne said on The Talk, Meghan Markle, and I quote, she ain't black. When told by her co-host that Meghan Markle is indeed black, her mother is black, Sharon says, yeah, but she doesn't look black. And here's the clip here.
Yeah. Because she brought blackness to the royal family, which is not the first time.
She's black.
She's black.
She's black. Yeah, no, I know, but she doesn't look black.
To who?
To who? To anybody.
Black people come in all different colors. Black people come in all shades. I get your point. I get the point of everybody. We come in all shades. But see, that's a whole other different discussion about how black you look or not look, or how white you look. That's a whole discussion we don't need to have.
He also says in 2013, in reference to the infamous video of Justin Bieber urinating in a bucket, Sharon Osbourne told the Daily Beast, you don't know what bad is. I think he doesn't realize he is white and not black. That is a huge problem. And Yashar also said, as I said in my thread, I have definite reporting from 3 years ago that Sharon Osbourne said that Holly Robinson Peete was ghetto. She also used the term for Leah Remini. Important to note, this is nothing new. Leah even tweeted about it back in 2012. And so that's the tea on that situation. Okay, now I'm about to get to y'all about my opinion, baby, because I'm tired of being a reporter here, okay? Now, when it's all said and done, here is my situation on, and here's my opinion on this whole situation, if that even makes sense, y'all. It's 1 in the morning, I'm recording this. Okay, a lot of y'all heifers that are watching me now defended Caucasian Julie Chen, talking about, oh, she's a good journalist, she's this, she's that. Did y'all not read that email, or did y'all not listen to the email I just showed y'all what Holly Robinson Peete said about Julie Chen? Okay, Julie Chen is married to that pervert, Les Moonves. Les Moonves is the former president of CBS. Do y'all not realize the reason why The Talk won all of those damn Emmy Awards was because of Caucasian Julie Chen and her president husband, her husband as well, being a CBS, when that show is literally the underdog, when that show literally is a lack of ratings on the Nielsen ratings chart, but yet they won several Emmy Awards. That's because Caucasian Julie Chen's husband was the president of CBS. Okay, point blank in the period. Y'all also, I hope y'all also realize in that email that Black Queen Holly Robinson Peete said that people were kissing up to Julie Chen because they didn't want to get on her bad side, because what? Her husband is the president of CBS. So if you mess with Mistress Julie Chen, yeah, the mistress, because her pervert husband was married to somebody else allegedly when they got together. If you mess with her, then something is going to happen to your job at CBS. And once you get fired by CBS, like Holly Robinson Peete did, and also Leah Remini apparently did, then you are going to be blacklisted not only on CBS, but you're also usually you're under a clause contractually, which means that you can't work like 2 to 3 years on a talk show, other talk shows, sort of to the same situation that Tamar Braxton had when she was promised a talk show, but she was under that clause from the Real after Big Lonnie Love allegedly, was a big influence on her getting fired from the show. So Caucasian Julie Chen got her karma. And the reason why I call her Caucasian Julie Chen, if you're new to this channel, is because she went against her culture and she got her eyes done big and her face done. She basically got a new face so she can be white and appear white. So she can basically succumb to and befriend the white elites in Hollywood so she can get a job and she can marry a white man. Because let me tell you about the Asian community, okay? If you don't marry somebody within your culture, you got to marry a white person, okay? Because the white race is still seen as a superior race. So if you're not trying to do it for the culture, you got to marry a white person for the culture. I mean, I know a lot of Asian people in my personal life. I mean, Jeannie Mai is another example. But now since she got her divorce, mom's like, just marry a rich black man. And Julie Chen is another example. So you got these celebrities who are Asian. If they don't do within the culture, they got to marry somebody white, because in the Asian culture, the white race is seen as superior. Just saying. And I did a video on this before, addressing CBS The Talk being like pissed off because The View's doing really well in ratings. Even during the pandemic, they're doing really well at home, while The Talk is still literally the loser show. So I do believe Sharon Osbourne when she said that she was blindsided by this. She wasn't prepped for this, because usually on a talk show, you are each person, you're assigned a producer and you're told what's going to be discussed on the show and what they're going to say. So within the 11 years of Sharon Osbourne being on the talk, she wasn't told by this until literally like several minutes before the show, when I read to you guys, the producer came up to her and asked her if she can talk more about her being for Piers Morgan and defending him for his opinion. Now, do I think Sharon Osbourne is a racist? I think she is, but I think it's kind of like eating your favorite cereal or eating your favorite food. I don't think she is the modern racist per se. Like somebody say, ugh, like I can't talk to her, she's black, or I can't talk to him, he's brown, or whatever. I think she's just racially insensitive because she grew up in that time. And I do think it's very shameful with all that damn money she had for her to be known across the pond and for her to be known in the United States of America. Her white privilege is showing, and all that damn money she has, she should at least know or be culturally aware of racial insensitivity. And so at the same time, I don't care how much money a white person has, they will never understand or know the feeling of being racially profiled. All they can do is listen and try to understand if they want to, or they could be playing the victim like a Meghan McCain, or playing the victim like Sharon Osbourne was with Sheryl Underwood, which pissed me off when she said, don't cry. I'm the one that should be crying. So she's playing the white victim card like Meghan McCain. And so she chose that route, which is the reason why she sent out that BSPR apology to the masses. And the same goes with Piers Morgan. I don't think he's a racist. I think he's just racially insensitive. I think he's just, because there's different levels of racism. I think like same thing with Sharon Osbourne, like, they're going to talk to you and befriend you if you are, if you're cool and everything. But at the same time, I do believe they are racially insensitive, and they also have this thought in their mind that black people act a certain way and they only want to deal with you if your personality and the way you speak succumbs to white society. For example, like Sheryl Underwood is very articulate, or someone maybe like me is very articulate, or maybe just an African-American person in general. How you carry yourself as a person of color or as a black person. I feel like we as people need to do more to dress nicely, to speak well, to have credentials, to work twice as hard as our white counterparts, to be included respectfully in their environment. So I feel like she welcomes those kind of people, but at the same time, I feel like she has her prejudiced ways, like she did with Holly Robinson Peete, who was very out there, who was very just for the culture, and she just was very, she had a little hip hop vibe to her. And to Sharon Osbourne, I felt like that made her uncomfortable. and that made her standoffish, and maybe she just felt like that was too ghetto to be around, so she wanted her off the show. So I don't believe she has the power to get her fired, but like I said, there's a big influence under that. I mean, look at Tamar Braxton. There's a big influence under that. And I wish Marie Osmond also comes out and talk, because, baby, we want to know the tea about that situation as well. But, I mean, she's probably sitting quiet, just eating popcorn or whatever. But that's just really my whole situation on the whole situation. The media is a bunch of BS, okay? Like, this is rich people problems right here. At the end of the day, it's like, I know this whole situation is a representation of America, but let's just be honest here. Sheryl Underwood, like, I love you so much. Literally, I followed her on Twitter and she followed me back. And I told you guys this before, when Sheryl Underwood speaks, you listen, because she has that commanding presence. Kind of like a Remy Ma. And, you know, as an entertainer, as a comedian, as a talent on a talk show, when Sheryl Underwood speaks, you listen, because it's just something about her presence and the way she talks that commands the stage. And she's a legit person. She literally followed me back the second day I tweeted her. She retweeted it. And literally, she has 1.1 million followers. She's following 1.1 million people. And so there's not a lot of people like her in the industry. It's really a rarity. And in my opinion, I don't think Sheryl Underwood could do no wrong. I didn't realize she was a Republican until the other day, which to me, I don't care. I mean, I respect people's political party. I don't think she was for Trump. I think she's more of a John McCain Republican, but I didn't know that until the other day. But anyways, I don't think the relationship is going to be the same on the talk. I don't think that the chemistry is going to be there anymore. They're either going to have to cancel the show or find other hosts to replace. But I think that's, to me, it's not worth it. They should just cancel it. I don't really see the talk going forward in a year or two. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. I felt like this video was boring, and I do apologize. It was just too much to endure, too much information. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Patreon.com/JOAJOA. Deuces. Yeah. Ooh, it's 1 in the morning, y'all. 1:44. Support your boy on Patreon.